Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sam, and today is our third episode of the Sunday Side Hustle chat. So we call this Side Hustle Sunday. And today, I don't really have a real big agenda for us to talk about, but I am going to go into my eBay store and share with you some information in there. Me and Mrs. Side Hustle went out yesterday and did a little bit of sourcing. We went into, I guess it was about 5 or 6 yard sales and picked up a few items. Got some pretty good deals. I'm going to show you a couple of the deals that we picked up that just are small enough where I can show you here on camera. But I'm going to start with these coffee mugs that I picked up. These are some Starbucks coffee mugs, and they have a label there on the bottom. These mugs, I got 2 of them. There's the other one. Together, I got them for 50 cents. I think I could probably get about maybe 15 for the large mug because it has a lid on it. So maybe 15 for the large mug with the lid, and maybe about $10 for the small mug. But we're going to look these up today. So if you have a guess before we look it up, leave a comment and we'll see how close you are to being right. Also found this. I'm sure everyone has seen one of these. This is the Big Mouth Billy Bass. And I put batteries in it and tested it, and it does play. The tail flops, but the head and the mouth do not move. So it's all frozen up here. And the incredible thing about yard sales that I just can't seem to understand is you can get stuff. I love it. I'm not complaining. Is that you can find things for practically nothing. I mean, nice things that have value for almost nothing. People just, get new stuff. It's a throwaway society. A lot of folks don't really understand the value of things when they, like, for example, I bought a TV yesterday. It was a 27-inch Sony flat screen TV. I paid, she was asking $20 for it. I gave $10 for the TV. Nothing wrong with the TV. It works perfectly fine. It's a flat screen TV, and it works great. I tested it out. I actually played a movie on it, and played a movie on the screen just to see how it works, and it plays perfectly. Not any problem at all. Of course, I'll if I use it, I'll probably use it with one of my Airbnbs, and that is most likely the reason that I picked it up is so that I could use it with one of my Airbnbs, and that's something that I am looking to do is purchase a new house. I think I mentioned this on the last live stream I did. It's not a new house, but it's new to me. I'm purchasing a house that needs some work, and I'm going to be covering that once I make the purchase of the house. I'm going to be putting that on my YouTube, showing the updates and the renovations that I'll be doing. Once I do the closing on the house, we'll do a walkthrough, and I'll show you what the house looks like in video form rather than in just photos like you saw in the last one. But getting back to this TV, this was a nice TV. I would say new. You probably couldn't buy this TV for less than $350, $400. So I got it for $10, and it'll make a nice addition to to the house. But the reason she says she was getting rid of it is because she bought a smart TV. So she no longer wanted this TV because it wasn't a smart TV. Well, I got news for you, folks who don't realize it, that the TVs that are not smart TVs, all you have to do is plug a Roku into it or an Amazon Fire Stick, and you basically have a smart TV for around 45 to 50 bucks. It doesn't make sense to me to go out and buy a brand new TV because you want a smart TV when you could just go out and get you one of these devices like the Roku or like the Amazon Fire Stick and plug it up and basically turn it into a smart TV. And that's what I plan on doing. But I am not complaining because I like it when people make decisions like that, because it actually helps me out, because I can get a valuable item for next to nothing and can sell it online, or I can use it in my someone is messaging me on Instagram, and he is going to hopefully join the live stream today. It's my friend Dash from Dallas Flipping. I'm going to get him to come on today and talk a little bit about his recent experiences with yard sales. We didn't go, well, we tried to go yard selling last weekend, but there really wasn't much going on with it being Father's Day weekend. I think that a lot of people were just not doing it. So I'm going to put a link here to my StreamYard so that when folks come on, they can join. All right, so we talked about a couple of items that I got yesterday. I want to show you an item that I got for $1. This is a Verizon tablet, and it is a tablet / notebook kind of thing, and I got it for $1. Not a bad deal for $1. The only problem I have with this is that it is locked. See, it's a Galaxy Tab 5, Android. Works good, screen's good, keyboard's good. It's a good tablet for $1. Not bad at all. But the problem is when you get to someone did a hard reset on this, and they have a security feature on them that when you do the hard reset, I sold it to someone, and they did the hard reset on it. And so because they did the hard reset on it, it created a password protection. So you have to find out whoever had it last has to put their password and information in here to unlock this tablet. Otherwise, it's locked up. So I need to figure out how to get this tablet unlocked. I've tried looking it up in a few places. I looked on YouTube, of course. Let me turn this thing off. And found a couple of tutorials where people said that you could reset it. to factory settings, and you can bypass the password protection that it has. But so far, I have not been able to do that. I bought this little iPod. This is an older version of the iPod. This is from around I'd say 2010 maybe. The little iPod. Let me see if I can get it to turn on. Oh, the battery's dead. But anyway, it does work. It's a good little iPod. This one is one of the, let's see how many gigs it has. It's 8 gigabytes. So we'll look this one up, see how much it's worth too. And I got that and this speaker and a couple of other items really inexpensively. This speaker works great. I tested it out with my iPhone, but it works really good. And I got this. What all did I get? I got this. Got the iPod. A couple of other electronic items, and all that for like $10. And then I bought a backpack as well. And I'll show that stuff because I've got some of that listed already, and I'll show that. All right, we're giving it a couple of got a couple of people that we're waiting to see if they're going to come on. I'm just looking on my phone to see if they're responding to me. Oh, we got Dash.
Hey, Sam.
Hey, good morning, Dash. Or good afternoon, I should say. How are you today?
Fine. How about yourself?
Doing well. I'm just getting started with my live stream. It started at 1:30 today.
Cool.
Glad you could join.
Glad to be here.
You got any stories about recent finds?
Yeah, actually, I'd love to show you this. I got it yesterday at a yard sale. It is an Xbox One console. You're not going to believe how much I paid for it.
How much did you pay for it?
$5.
That was just talking about how we can get stuff at yard sales that is incredibly, it's almost like they're giving it to you.
Right.
And that's an Xbox One with a white case?
Yep. I got it. It was just by itself. It didn't have a power cord, but luckily for me, I hoard video games. I have a cord for a different Xbox. It works with it.
Uh-huh.
And I went to GameStop and bought a controller for like $20, and it's about a $250 value.
So you plugged it in and it works fine?
Yes, sir. I tested it. I have a bunch of Xbox One games, but no Xbox One, and I don't know if I'm going to keep it to test the Xbox One games or if I'm going to sell it. I mean,
and you said a $250 bundle once you get it on listed if you are listing it. That's all right. I actually have an Xbox One that my neighbor who rents a house from us put in their trash. It's a black one.
Yeah, so, I mean, shoot, free is great.
Free is awesome. And how many free things do you think you have sold that you really make good money on?
When I first started dumpster diving, about a year or two ago, I would go in the afternoons and everyone was like, why do you do that? You could do so much more. And I was like, look, it's fun. You never know what you're going to find. And I'm going to make some money on this stuff. And everyone's like, yeah, you're nuts. I found 2 vintage Coca-Cola crates, like the wooden crates. Uh-huh. And they had a stamp on it. I looked the stamp up. It was from 1940. There was 2 of them. One was cracked, but I put it on eBay for like $100 a piece. Within 3 days, I sold them for $200. So.
And so that was free. I got 2 chairs. I picked up 2 chairs at the end of the day. And don't you love the end of the day yard sales?
Yeah. Especially they want to give it away and they don't want to take it back inside.
Right, and there were these two really nice clawfoot chairs. The lady had just sitting out by the road free, and so I just put them on Facebook Marketplace for 25 a piece, and they sold.
Yeah.
So
I think like if I had a truck, it would be beneficial for me and my stepson to go around and like just pick up furniture and sit on it like in a shed and put it, like you said, on Facebook Marketplace on OfferUp. You get it for free, you sell it for $25. That's $25 in your pocket, and all you gotta do is put it in your shed.
Yeah, right. Well, that's pretty cool that you got that for such a low amount. I was just showing this this tablet I got. It's a Galaxy tablet.
Mm-hmm.
I paid $1 for this tablet.
It works?
Yeah, it works. Only problem is I've already sold it. I sold it, and the guy that bought it did a hard reset on it. And if you know anything about Galaxy tablets, when you do a hard reset on it, it's password protected, and you cannot get into it because unless you have the password from the previous user, the password,
it's like a paperweight.
Yeah, and username from the previous user. So I've done some. I mean, it'll boot up. The screen's perfect. The keyboard's fine. You know, it'll boot up and no problem. But you can't use it now because the person did a hard reset on it. It was unlocked when I sold it.
Yep.
And they returned it because they couldn't use it because they did.
I had that problem with like Apple iPads. Once their iCloud lock like that, it looks like you can set it up, but then it says, enter the previous setup, and you can't do it. Does that one have buttons on the side, like a power button, 2 volume knobs, and then there's a button in the center, or do you push the screen in?
It's got these 2 buttons here on the side. Wait a minute.
Like a volume that goes up and down, and one is like the power button that opens and unlocks the screen.
Okay, this is on the top. This is on the top of the screen. It's got the volume button and the power button.
With Samsung devices, which my phone is a Samsung, and I used to find them like that, there is a way to go into the phone or the tablet by holding the power and either up or down on the volume. And what it'll do is it'll take you to the, please stop hitting those cars together. It'll take you into the boot menu, and you can actually reset it without having to have a password.
I tried that too, and I was able to get to the booting menu like you're talking about, and that just did not work for me.
Yeah, you can factory reset it through that. I don't know the model of the tablet, but yeah, if you Google the make and model and how to factory reset it, it'll tell you.
Let me see if I can get to it here while we're talking.
Yeah, it's like if you hold down that center button, volume up or down, and then the power button at the same time. Yeah, you should be able to. It'll open up a ROM loader, and it'll say, "What do you want to do?" And you use the volume up and down to go to it, and then you can hit wipe data and factory reset, and it should do it without the password.
Well, I'll keep trying it because it's basically worthless to me as it sits.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, for $1, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, but if you had to pay to ship it back and all that stuff, I actually have I got a return last night, and now I want your opinion on this because my wife said that like it's not my problem. So eBay has a policy: after 30 days, you cannot return an item. You have up to 30 days to return an item.
Right. That's right.
I sold it like a cell phone, brand new in the package. It was like one of those satellite phones you flip open and you can take it with any carrier.
I
think I got it for $10 or $11 at a garage sale. I listed it. It sold within like 24 or 48 hours. I packed it. I shipped it. That was in May. Last night at 10 o'clock, my wife and I are watching a movie, and my phone went off, and I thought, oh, what is that? Well, it was eBay. They want to return 33 days in, and they say that the item is defective. Well, you had the phone for 33 days, and now it's defective?
Yeah.
But my problem is eBay allows me to decline a return because it's been 30 days. But if something happens, I can get a strike on my account, and if I lose my top-rated seller status, that affects my performance. And my whole thing is that I make my living on eBay, and I don't want to take $120 return for a phone that doesn't work.
Well, did it work when you sent it?
It was brand new. It was in the box. So I'm assuming, yes, sir, it did.
So it's not in the same condition it was in when you sold it.
Correct.
So that's another reason not to accept it as a return. The first reason I would use is that they're beyond the 30-day allowable time frame that you have for returns.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that will not affect your top-rated seller status at all by not accepting that return. Now, you may get negative feedback from your buyer, which eBay is not going to take the negative feedback off unless the buyer is wrong or whatever.
Or I accept the return.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you don't accept the return, eBay is going to go ahead and accept it on your behalf,
right?
Because they're all about the buyer. They're really not too concerned with the seller.
That's what I was worried about, because if they try to say that it's money back guaranteed and it's not as described, I have to take the return no matter what, even if it is 30 days.
Past 30 days, yeah. So might as well. I mean, how much do you have into it?
I paid at least $10 for it, and I sold it for $120. So
you got like $10 plus shipping into it.
Yeah, it costs like maybe $20 total into it. It was priority mail, so let's say $20 into it. It's a $100 loss that I made on profit that I'm gonna have to take back in a return.
Yeah. That may be one of those things that you just have to take as a cost of doing business.
Right.
But I don't agree with it. I think eBay should not allow a buyer to return something past 30 days if, even if it's defective. I mean, you should know before 30 days if your item is defective.
Correct. And I have a similar one where I sold a video game, which I sell at least once a day. I got some video games, I test them all, and one of the things I do is I take a picture of the game working in my listing and saying like, this is the loading screen, this is the game, I'm playing the game. And I'm not going to sell something that doesn't work because I don't want it to come back on me. That's just not right.
Right.
So I sold the game for like $40. The game was delivered. 2 weeks after the game was delivered, I get a message saying, hey, I would like to return this item. It doesn't work. I said, well, can you send me a picture of it not working in the bottom of the disc? Because I was afraid they were trying to scam me. Yeah. And they said, no, it was for my son, and he said it doesn't work. I said, okay, send the game back, and I'll be happy to give you a refund. They said, well, you don't accept returns. I said, no, but if you would like to return it, I will happily take it back because I know it works. No, I just want my money back. I said, well, if you want your money back, you give me the game back. And they apparently purchased a warranty through Square Trade, which is a third-party company, and eBay allows you to buy a warranty. So basically, you can go to Target or Walmart and buy a TV, and they want to sell you a warranty from Square Trade that says if your TV breaks or is defective, we'll replace it.
Uh-huh.
And it's not through me. It's not through Walmart. It's not through Target. It's through Square Trade. The lady's getting mad at me and sending me hateful messages, basically telling me I need to accept the return. And I told her, like, look, I'm very sorry you're inconvenienced, but if you want to return it, that's fine. But I'm not Square Trade. I'm an eBay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that a lot of times sellers get stuck on the hook when it comes to returns, and it's not fair. But at the same time, the way I look at it, and I know you do this for a living, so this is not just, you can't afford to take too many hits on the chin like that on items that you're selling. Whereas I'm still making money even if I do take a couple of hits.
Right.
And so it's not a big deal for me, but for you, I think I would take a little bit stronger stance. At least I would try to fight it.
I'm going to call them tomorrow because they're not open on the weekends, but my problem is that I'm going to get some person in like a foreign country that has a language barrier and they're not going to understand me. And it's going to take a couple of days, but I have like 2 or 3 days to, make a decision. Or like you said, eBay is going to step in and they're going to slap me on the wrist and make me take the return.
Mm-hmm. So you think that you would lose your top rated seller status?
Absolutely. I've had that problem before where they basically told me I sold an ink cartridge brand new in the box that I found at the thrift store. And the lady said that it didn't arrive on the scheduled date. Well, like I shipped it out on a Thursday. It said it was estimated to arrive on a Monday. It didn't arrive on a Monday. She messages me and says that I need my printer ink. And I thought, like, my answer was, why didn't you just go to Walmart or Target or Office Depot and buy it yourself instead of buying it on eBay? Well, eBay said I had to give her money back no matter what, because it didn't arrive by the estimated delivery date, and it's a money back guarantee thing. And I asked them if I could fight, and they said, yeah, but you'll lose your top rated seller status. We'll put a strike on your account. Well, after 3 strikes, you're out. Like in baseball, eBay doesn't play games. So it was only $20. So I'd rather take a $20 hit on something than take a $120 hit. Or like, I've sold swords for like what, $1,400. I
Yeah.
sat on that money for 2 weeks thinking like, I don't want to spend it, because if they want to return the sword, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Now I did have one where eBay actually stood up for me, which I was surprised. This is the scenario that it happened. It was a German Stein, that one of these steins with the lid on it, with the pewter ceramic mug and a pewter lid. So I sent it to someone in New Mexico and sent it to the address that was on their account that they requested that it be sent to.
And so, it was somewhere else, right? They were somewhere else, or claimed to be somewhere else.
She claimed that was not her address. And so she put in a claim wanting her money back, saying she didn't receive her item. And so I basically said, you're not entitled to get your money back because you were sent to the address that you provided.
Right. It's not your fault that they said that they live at 1234 Elm Street and you sent it to 1234 Fork Street.
Yeah. So eBay actually did, supported me on that, and they closed the claim and did not refund the money. And if she wanted to come back and do a negative feedback, she wouldn't have that option.
Yeah, it was just that it's like I never understood that. Like, how is it my fault that you're the one that's not, like, let's say you moved and didn't update your driver's license and got pulled over. Like, it's not the cop's fault that you didn't change your driver's license. It's your fault.
And I guess that's how eBay looks at it. They see, you sent it to where they told you to send it to, so you're not at fault. It's totally on them. And so they have to take it on the chin if they didn't get their item. But that's the only one I've ever had experience with where eBay actually supported the seller.
And I had one where someone wanted me to ship a doll, like some toy or something like that, to a different address. I said, well, will you ship it to this address? I'd already paid for it. And I said, I don't think I can do that. And they said, well, I need you to ship it to this address. It was like a Christmas present or a birthday present. I didn't want it to be seen. They said they wanted to ship it to their parents' house. And I said, look, eBay doesn't cover that. So if I ship it to that address, like, they could, say it never arrived at my address. And I said, no, I'm sorry, I'm shipping it to the address on the thing.
Right. And in that case, you would have to pay the buyer back if they were being dishonest.
Right. Because they're scamming you out of something and saying it didn't arrive.
Exactly. So if there are any new resellers that are looking at this later on, they need to know that if they change the address, then it's on them. They take the risk 100%. Now,
Yep.
9 times out of 10, it's going to be a legitimate thing. And I have actually sent it to a different address before because the person emailed me. They said they had moved to a different location and asked, would I please send it to this new address? So I took a chance. I knew I could end up, out. But I took a chance and it worked out and everything was fine. But typically, if somebody asks me to do that, I'm going to be like you. I'm going to be like, no, I can't. And I would explain to them, just like you did, why I can't. But, and if they didn't understand that, then they could cancel their purchase or, whatever they wanted to do. But it doesn't make sense, especially if it's a high dollar item.
That reminds me, last year in 2021, the weekend before Mother's Day, I had a teddy bear, like a Gund branded teddy bear. They're kind of higher end teddy bears. They purchased it. It was like a $30 teddy bear. It had like the tags on. I got it for like 80 cents. So I was like, this is great. And they said, hey, can you next day this? And I was like, yeah, but you're gonna have to pay for it. So I set up the listing. I refunded the money, and they paid next day air, which came out to almost $100 for a teddy bear to be next day from Dallas, Texas to like Cincinnati, Ohio, or something like that, because it was like Friday. It was like Thursday night. They would have been there Friday or Saturday. They wanted it for Mother's Day. I purchased the label. I printed it out. I packed it up within 20 minutes. And I was about to go to bed. I looked at my phone. It was like 9:30, and they said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I need to be sent to this address." And I thought, "Ooh, I've already packed it. I've already put it in my bag to go to the post office in the morning. It's in the car." I just said, "You know what? I'm very sorry. I'm refunding you your money." I refunded them their entire thing. I lost the money on shipping, which was like next day, and I felt like an idiot.
How much was that?
$70-something.
Dang.
But I mean, they paid for it, and I refunded them. So technically, I didn't really lose anything. But it's just the fact of the matter. It's like, why don't you go through the process and like think like, look, I'm gonna buy this, and I need to go here. Can you help me? Before just paying for it and then being like, oh, but by the way, I need you to do this.
So you got refunded for the postage too?
Yeah, in what, 3 to 5 days.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty.
Yeah.
I'm going to share my screen with you. Screen share. I'm going to show you some of the items that I picked up recently. Can you see it?
I see. It's going to your YouTube channel.
Should be streaming my. Should be sharing my screen. Can you see it?
All I see is the StreamYard screen. There's one in the middle, but oh, there you go.
Can you see my channel? I mean my eBay store.
You sure? Yeah.
I'm going to show you some of the items that I picked up recently. Got this backpack for $5 yesterday, and it's a North Face. Yeah, I think I can get $45 for it.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah, they're high-end backpacks, like for hiking and stuff.
And they're very popular this time of year. I sell lots of backpacks. Do you do good with backpacks?
I stay away from anything clothing related, shoes, boots. I don't like sitting on things. So like I usually tend to buy stuff I know is going to sell fast, like a video game or a toy. Plus my space is very limited. So like I don't have closet space to hang up shirts or anything like that, or even backpacks.
Yeah, that's right. You do have limited space because you operate out of one room, right?
Yeah, mostly out of my bedroom. I do have a shed, and like right now I'm outside because the kids are playing. I've got storage bins, and like each storage bin has like stuff in it, and like I've got boxes stacked with inventory as well. But I usually go through cleanouts about once a month, and if it hasn't sold and I don't have more than $5 into it, it usually goes to the church or the thrift store.
So you stay away from clothing items and shoes and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Unless it's like, like a Louis Vuitton purse or something. Even then, I'm not the expert, and I don't want to buy something that's fake, because this week I sold like a really high dollar trading card, and it kind of freaked me out because it wasn't going to the person. It was going to eBay to be authenticated that it was real. And of course, I know it's real because I pulled the card out of a Yu-Gi-Oh card pack when I was, 16? But anything like that, I would be leery of, like high-end sunglasses or stuff like. But that record player, like that's something that I think when I was starting out about 2 years ago, I would have bought that and then like ended up sitting on it. But now, unless it's like a really like $400 or more machine, I would pass on it.
Yeah, this record player is a Crossley, and I've sold a Crossley record player before. Record players are like bad luck charms for me.
It's a portable one, so it's pretty good.
Well, I've had 2 record players returned on me and kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. One of them was actually a Crossley. It was a Stack-O-Matic, and it was a. I'm gonna tell you about this bear right here. Um, you ever sell any Beanie Babies?
Only tag error ones, but they're not more than like $20. But I'll have something to tell you about that princess doll when you're done telling me your story.
No, go ahead.
Well, some of them have value, and if that is what that is, the PVC pellets, it's probably worth that. But I see people on eBay asking like $500,000 for those Beanie Babies, and I'm thinking like you're never gonna get that money for a Beanie Baby. Like you're insane. Well, I did a little research, and if you look that doll up and do sold comps on the eBay app, they sell for $200,000, $150,000. And then I thought, this is weird. I look at their profiles; they have a new account with zero feedback. It hit me. They're laundering money or trafficking drugs or something. And I looked that
They're
up, and apparently
trafficking.
that's a thing.
They're
Yeah, human
trafficking
trafficking.
children.
It's
But
terrible.
this particular Beanie Baby is actually worth $125 because it doesn't have the stamp inside the tag,
Um,
and because it has this
PVC
PVC
pellet.
pellet. You've already identified that, and I've sold one of them already for $125, and that's pretty good considering I only paid $5 for the pair.
Yeah. And that's not a matter of
But
if, it's a matter of when someone comes around and wants to buy that. Because if there's some collector out there that doesn't have that and like they want it, they're going to scoop it up. It's just when is it going to come across your listing?
well, this is where, as you know, as an eBay seller or reseller, it's very important to do your research. And one of the things that you have to look for on this particular Princess Diana Beanie Baby is the dark color purple, the light green on the rose stem, and on here on the tag here. Um, if this right here where it says all profits of tie from this collection will be donated to the Diana Princess of Wales Memorial Fund. If there's no spacing under, like double spaced um, sentence here, then that means it's one of the original Beanie Babies that was see, it was made in Canada too, but it also says Oak Brook, Illinois. But this is one of the original Beanie Babies, so it is actually worth $125, and they sell all day long every day for that.
It's an awesome find. You got it at a yard sale?
Yeah, I picked up two of them, and I still have one listed. So, I mean, I'm going to turn $5 for two Beanie Babies into
Under 300. Yeah.
So that's not bad.
And it goes first class. That's the best part.
Absolutely. I put it in a one of these little bag things, not a
Bubble
bubble
mailers?
mailer.
Yeah.
It wasn't a
it's a
bubble
poly
mailer.
bag? Yeah.
Poly bag. I just put it in a poly bag, threw it in the mail. And
I got a video game console. I actually bought it on eBay. I was bidding on some stuff and I won the bid. I was like, oh, cool. And they sent me a Game Boy and they just put it in a bubble mailer. And I thought, like, I've got a controller before that came in a bubble mailer and it was destroyed. Luckily, the Game Boy wasn't, but I thought, like, wow, way to cut costs when I buy something. Of course, I was going to resell it, but
yeah,
it came in a bubble mailer. And I thought, like, I would never do that.
well, there's some things that I would never put in a bubble mailer, but I don't know why. I should have been more careful with that, especially since it was $125. But it made it no problem. But it being a Beanie Baby, it's not gonna get unless the
it's really messed up. The only thing I'd be worried about is the tag, like the ear tag.
Yeah.
Walmart has 6x6x6 boxes for like 80 cents and like the craft section, and they are wonderful for like shipping. I sell like Funko Pops out of the box and just put some newspaper in there, put the Funko Pop in there, tape it up and go. It costs $3.25 to ship it. And like I sold one Funko Pop for like $85 out of the box that I got in like a lot at like a bag at the garage sale for like $4. And I was like, whoa.
Wow.
Ooh, that's cool.
This
DVD
right
player?
here, it's a DVD combo, DVD VHS combo, and it is a recordable DVD. So you know what that means.
You can make your own movies and stuff.
You can record you can record right off the TV if you want. These are particularly valuable. Now, when I bought this at the yard sale, I paid $20 for this, a record player, a big woofer speaker, and one other item. I think it was a DVD player. But when I got it, it didn't have the remote control. So I went on to eBay and ordered the remote control. It sounds like you do the same, that when you need an item to make your sale more, be able to get more on your sale, you'll go on there and purchase what you need to go with
Definitely.
it and then sell it for the top dollar. But I sold this, usually when you get returns, they come in threes. Well, the first one was this the Verizon tablet that the guy had reset to factory reset, and now you can't get into it. But the other one was this right here. And by the way, I actually picked up one of these yesterday at a yard sale. Exactly the same model, except it came with all the good stuff. It came with the manual. It came with the remote control. It came with all of the cables and everything. So I think when you put all that stuff with it, it helps sell even better. Especially the manual, because people love those manuals. It's almost like having new in the box, right?
But you don't have the box. It helps them set it up when they don't know what to do.
Exactly. And so this one got sent back to me. It works. The DVD player and recorder works. The VHS player works. But the thing is, with the VHS player, and I put this in my description, you have to kind of put it in twice.
Like make sure it pops in there, yeah.
Yeah, if you don't push it like twice, it'll come back out and it won't go in. But so they decided that they didn't want it. I think that they may have had buyer's remorse and just decided to send it back. So that was one of those things I just took the hit on. I said, okay, no problem, and took the refund, or gave them the refund.
Like the people that go buy clothes, like for a wedding or somebody's baptism or whatever, they're buying a nice, like a suit for, they wear it once and they take it back, and that's kind of my like, oh yeah, this didn't fit.
Yeah. Do you?
But they watched the movie they wanted to watch and they returned it.
Do you buy and sell any DVD players and combos? Like that?
I have before. I have one. It's a VHS DVD combo in the box. Like I got it in the box for like $10 at the thrift store, and I thought it would sell. I think I've had it for a year or two, and I usually move DVD Blu-ray players pretty easy, but I usually don't pick them up anymore because they're good. $2-3 at a yard sale. They don't watch DVDs, they stream videos or whatever, and that's the thing now. Everyone wants to stream it. No one wants to have it physically. And my whole thing is, if your internet's out or the power goes out, like, you lose your show, or you can just put the DVD in and go. I have one here in a box, I think. Yeah, it's a Digex, and it came with all the cables. I think I paid like $3 for it at a thrift store, and I think I'm asking like $40. Not a huge profit, but most of that stuff I don't want to store, because if you have an entire house to store stuff in, and it doesn't matter. But unless it was, like you said, like one of those $200 ones, I probably wouldn't pick it up.
Yeah. I tell you what got me into selling these is I had a friend, he's still a friend in this area that does cleanouts, and he bought a warehouse full of electronics from a guy that was just getting out of the business, and there was probably 100 different, electronic type devices, like Blu-ray players, VCRs, VHSs, and combos, and there was also some stereo equipment and that sort of thing. High-end stereo equipment too. It sells for good money, but so I bought all of it off of him for like $200, and there's probably about 25% of it did not work. So I've got it's not a big deal. I mean, because I only paid $200 for all of that stuff. So, I'll make that back on just a couple of sales, and I've already done that.
Yeah. Especially if they're quality electronics.
Right, high end quality electronics, and they sell too. I mean, they may not go every day, but when they do, it really pushes your sales up. And I don't know what your average sales amount is that you normally like. That on your store where it tells you how much you get per item.
Yeah, I
Mine is
don't think I
somewhere around
calculated it.
Huh?
I haven't looked. I remember you showed me how to do it that one time. I know like the monthly or 90-day total. My 90-day total. I don't want to say in case there are people watching, but it's 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 quite good for 90 days. It's better than
Yeah,
a full-time job making like $10 an hour. And like I
absolutely.
said, I work 7 days a week. Like
I'm gonna.
there's not a day that I don't go out. I don't text people to buy stuff or get on like OfferUp or like we get garage sales up every day. But I went today actually. I had a text message from some guy I met at a yard sale, and I said like I buy video games, trading cards, and he's like, here, I have all this stuff for sale. And I was like, look, where are you at? I'll come over. Well, I drove like 30 minutes to the guy's house with my family in the car. I go to his apartment or whatever. He doesn't want to sell anything because I guess he's a reseller and he knows the value of the stuff. And I'm like, look, I can't make money on this. So I end up spending $20 on like a bag full of toys. And I get home, I unload, and I have all these nasty text messages telling me that I stole from him. So I just called him. I was like, look, what's wrong? And he's like, you stole my effing toys. And I was like, look, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. If you want the toys, I'll bring them back to you and you give me my money back. And he's like, yeah, do it. And I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't have time to play games.
Right.
But there's not a day that I'm not listing on eBay. I'm not, trying to think like, look, what can I get and what can I flip? Because like, I don't want to buy a typewriter for $20 and sell it for $300 in 6 months. I want to buy like a bunch of video games that I know someone's going to buy.
Exactly. This is my 90-day total is $4,000, which I'm sure that's a lot less than what you're bringing in. But you're full time and I'm just part time. And
but yeah, I mean, it's still passive income. That's the best part.
Yeah, and you see, there's lots of gaps here where there's no sales at all. So I don't expect to get sales every day, and I don't. It's fine with me because I don't depend on it for my income. But I tell you what I do, since I'm using this house as my business office and all of that, I use it for paying my electric bill and any other utility bills that I might have.
That's a good way.
My average sales price has gone down a little bit. It usually is around $75, $85.
Well, you got a lot of big ticket items too. I know you had those wheelchairs. I don't know if you sold them on eBay or not. Or power wheelchairs?
Yeah, I did. I sold one of the power wheelchairs, and the guy came and picked it up. And then I also, on the same, it's kind of weird how things work out. On the same week that I sold the power wheelchair, I also sold a lift, and the lift was about $800. Power wheelchair was about $850. So in a week's time, yeah, I did very well. Of course, I paid $1,000 for 3 power wheelchairs and 2 lifts and a ramp. So I've already got my money back, but I'm not really in the profit yet. I've just basically got my money back for my purchase, but I still have
somebody will come along and snatch it up. It's just like I said, whenever they, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when someone sees it and was like, I need that.
Yeah. But I still have 2 power wheelchairs and a lift and a ramp. So we'll see how that does. But
hopefully it does really well. I don't know. I'm looking at a box of bones I bought for like $10, and it had like cow bones and pig skulls. Like I had a rattlesnake skeleton, a bunch of turtle stuff, but I can't sell the turtle stuff. And I sold one skull for like $60 on eBay. It was like a javelina, like a boar, that made my entire money back. And every now and then I'll sell one, and I'll just get another one out of the box and list it on eBay and sell it.
Bones?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're I'll get one out.
Cool.
Like animal bone.
And they sell.
They do. This is a cow. But let me see.
I guess
Here's what
artists probably take those bones and paint
it's
pictures.
like a coyote skull. It's some kind of dog. It's got canine teeth.
And you just bought that all as a lot.
$10, and I've probably made $600-700 off of it in about a year.
And you've listed them individually.
Yeah, because some of them like are bigger, like bigger than others, and like one was a bobcat skull. I sold at least 6 of the javelina boar skulls. Some of the jaws probably didn't go with them, but I set it on there, and sitting it looks fine. Like you said, artists are in the paint. My cousin actually bought some. Her and her husband are like weirdos. I don't know. They put them in their garden, and it's supposed to bring good luck.
Wow.
I don't care. They paid me for them, so.
That's right. And,
Yeah.
and in this game, it's all about buying and selling.
You got it. And like this is a 10 sign. It's a modern reproduction, like the last 10 or 15 years. But my whole thing is supply and demand, economics 101. I have the only ESPN College Game Day sign. It's a 10 sign. There's no more on eBay. None. And I'm asking $120. And like I take offers. Yeah, I would love $120, but if someone has $40-50 and they want to pay me today, it's theirs. I had someone message me about that sign about a week ago saying, "You're never gonna sell that." And I said, "Are you interested in buying it?" "Yeah, I'll buy it for $5." I didn't respond because like it's gonna cost more than $5 to ship it. It weighs probably 2 pounds. And like I said, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when someone comes along and says, "I need that for my man cave. I need that for my bar. My brother's birthday is coming up and he went to, UCLA and he's going to love the sign." Someone buys it, Or look at this. This is a very strange item. I got it at a yard sale for like $1. It's a Mustang Cobra 500 GT 500. It's a telephone. It works. I plugged it in and it works. It was made by King America. It came with the cord and everything. It's a $50 phone that I got for $1, and it works fine. There's somebody out there that collects, likes Mustangs or can't afford a, $140,000 classic car. They want the phone. They'll buy it.
It's funny that you should show me that. Yesterday, I bought a car phone just like that, except it's not a Cobra. It's a number 3 Dale Earnhardt car.
Oh, cool.
A racing car, and on the bottom of it has the numbers, and it's just like that. And that's the first time I've ever seen one of those. But I think I'd rather have the Cobra than the Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah.
So the comps on that was $50.
Yeah, like 30-something plus shipping, and I always fraction shipping into my cost, and then I price it like buy it now and free shipping, and they say, "Oh, look at that, it's $50. The other one's charged shipping." Well, it's roughly the same price as the other one, except for I pay for shipping out of the money that they give me. So
I think that's a mistake that a lot of new resellers do is they don't factor in that shipping costs money, and so they end up losing money on shipping by not calculating it correctly. I always round up on the weight, and
just to be safe.
I'm going to figure in that the box is going to weigh some money, the packing material is going to weigh some money. Plus, if I've got money into it, I don't generally buy my own boxes. You may buy yours, I don't know, but I usually find mine by the road. I found almost all of my boxes by the road. But I generally, I want to factor in the cost of the tape. I have to buy the tape. I have to buy the, and for like those VCRs, I did order boxes for those. So those cost money. And
I go through like $25 a tape a week.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Where are you buying your tape?
Walmart.
Oh, and bubble wrap. Bubble wrap is
Walmart. Oh, it's
expensive.
insane. What I've been doing for packing supplies is I'll go like any place I go, like a restaurant or like the liquor store has green sheets, and I just take them as many as I can. So can I have these? They're like, yeah, take them all. So I take them all, and I'm like, I'm stocked up on like last 2 weeks of green sheets from going out to dinner twice a week, and my grandparents give me their newspapers when they're done with it, and I pack it. My neighbors give me their boxes, and the only thing I order or I get are like the big boxes from Walmart. They're really quality, and they're only $1. This one is 15 by 12 by 10. And it's like $1. And for the big stuff like consoles that won't fit in priority boxes, it costs $14 to ship it, priority mail, and $15 to ship it, not flat rate. So,
well, recently I've been running into an issue with finding smaller boxes. Usually I have some smaller boxes around where, when you have smaller items that you can just put them in the box and send them on, priority A. But recently I haven't been able to get small boxes, so I'm thinking about ordering some. And in addition, 12 by 18 by 10, yeah, that's a big one. But in addition to that, since we have those extra charges on the longer items from the United States Postal Service, I think I'm going to have to buy some of those longer boxes off of Amazon so that I can start, because I've got lots of golf clubs that I need to get listed, but I'm afraid to list them because I don't have the boxes to send them out.
yeah, I've been doing FedEx with anything that's too long, because that was the biggest problem. Is I stopped doing golf clubs because unless I can make over $100 on a golf club, it's not worth it for me to sell.
Yeah. And they just take up space, like you said.
Oh yeah, and they're heavy. The smallest boxes Walmart has are 6 by 6 by 6, and they're 80 cents
a piece.
Yeah, they break down here. Let me put my phone down. They break down pretty good. So I mean that's it. Hold on, Katie. Yeah, and it fits like toys, or sometimes I sell like gun gifts or something like that. I come across like flea markets, and they're perfect for that. But I have a stockpile of flat rate small boxes. Like that's usually what I ship stuff in.
Yeah. The only thing with those flat rate the USPS boxes is you're tied into having to use the postal service for your shipping.
Well, I'll tell you a little trick that may not be legal. You can put something in a poly bag.
That's right.
And the video games fit perfectly in that, and then I just put the poly bag on it and tape it. And I've got a letter from someone in Oregon at a post office basically saying that they knew what I was doing to not do it, and that was about a year ago. So.
It's interesting that they would take the time to write you a letter. Was it from the postmaster, or was it?
No, just that someone at that. I think I have it. But I mean, like, this is a Wii game. Hey, quiet. This is a Wii game, and it fits perfectly in that box. No padding. You close it up, put it in there, and it goes out at a 6-ounce rate. So it's $3.25.
Where do you get your poly mailers?
Yeah, and some of those games, well, I wouldn't put those in a bubble mailer because when they squish the mail, it'll squish the disc. And if, like, this is a crap game, but I've got some, like, this game is about a $40 game, and I'd be really upset if someone put in a bubble mailer and it broke.
Yeah. So where do you get your poly mailers?
I get them on eBay. I'll send you the link if you want in a little bit. It's like $18 for like 200 of them, and they come priority mail. And I stock up on them. I stock up on these too because when I ship Bibles, like I love selling Bibles. You can get Bibles for free or for like $1. There was one thrift store that would give them away, like they were free if you found a Bible. Some of the Gideon Bibles, or like I sold the Book of Mormon the other day for like $40.
Yeah, I've sold a couple of Bibles and also thesauruses and Bible. What do you call it? The concordances.
Oh yeah, the red letter version where Jesus is in red, they sell really good. And I mean, turn $1 into $25 and it goes media mail, so it doesn't matter how much it costs. It's one rate. All you gotta do is put it in a bubble mailer in a poly bag, and you can order these from USPS for free, or you can go to Walmart and spend $30 on a thing of bubble wrap.
Yeah, that's right.
It's an ethical dilemma. People are always saying it's wrong to sell a Bible that you got for free for $20, but at the end of the day, well, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
If you're going to say it's an ethical dilemma, then you need to go to these Christian bookstores and shut every one of them down because they all sell Bibles.
Right. And they didn't pay a whole lot for them, but I mean, everybody wants a nice Bible. I mean, I wish they would have told me when I was in school not to draw on my Bible, and I would have done it because I found beautiful Bibles that have annotations, or someone drew a happy face in, and it goes from $30 to $3.
Yeah, and it's kind of surprising to me that actual Bibles sell so well, but they do because, and the reason I say it's surprising, I go to church every Sunday. I was at church this morning, and I don't carry a Bible with me. I use my phone with the Bible app, and
Yeah.
that's what I use. So I don't actually use a book anymore, and haven't for years. So I'm surprised that they sell as well as they do. Or
Well, you mentioned that point because it's the same kind of like video games. I specialize in mostly the older games, and people still buy them like multiple times a week. And you're talking games from the 80s,
yeah,
90s, and it's like me. I don't have my watch on right now, but I have a watch. I have to know what time it is. Actually, because we were going to go swimming, I think I took it off. Um, and like I pay good money for my watches. My watches last, and I my wife has one of those smart watches, and then like when she like looks at it, it'll show the time, the date, and if so, who called, and she can answer the phone from her watch. And
yeah.
my watch does one thing; it tells me the time.
Well, my son, you know, you met him on the previous um, Sunday chat that we did. He bought a Swatch, and you're not from the '80s, you're younger. You're my son's age. You were born in '91, so was my son. But back in the '80s, that was the thing. The Swatch, the Swiss watch that everybody had to have one. It was kind of like these are now. Um, but that was the thing. But he had to have one because of the nostalgia, that goes along with it. He likes the nostalgic things.
And that sells. It's you played Pokemon when you were a kid. For me, I never stopped playing Pokemon. I still play Pokemon, but somebody got it, and their dad said, "Well, you're a man now. Don't play video games." And they gave it to Goodwill, or they sold it at a garage sale or whatever. And now that kids want to go out there and buy it, well, the Game Boys were $100 brand new in '98. They're still about $100 today. Like, and there's a market for them.
Yeah, and I think the value has actually gone up. Um, I am um, the first generation of at-home gamers, as you would say. I went to the arcades when I was a kid, and I didn't have the opportunity to play video games on my television other than the original Atari with the ping pong game.
Yeah.
And those are, people want to get those too. But I bought one of the original Atari NES. I had the whole system when I was active duty in the military stationed at Clark Air Force Base in the Philippines. I had one of those pad where you step on the pad things that
Oh
hook up.
yeah, it was a Nintendo NES, and I know it's like blue and red.
Yeah, and it had little circle. It had circles on one side and like a track on the other side because you could
Yeah.
do a track game, like a running track. And and I had one of those little guns for the duck hunt thing. If I had just been able to keep all that stuff, I didn't know it would be valuable at some time.
Yeah,
But
I've got an entire box down here just full of consoles. I've got probably four NESs, SNESs, the guns, but you can't use the guns on modern TVs. They only work on the old analog TVs.
yeah, and so there's a market now for the old analog TVs too,
Yes, especially the
especially if
bigger
you get
ones.
this. Well, the smaller ones too, because they're more compact and they can put them anywhere, and you can mail the smaller ones easy too. But the big ones you have to pretty much put on Facebook Marketplace. I wouldn't try to mail a big one.
Oh, the biggest thing I ever shipped. A speaker. I sold two speakers to the same guy for like $250 a piece. I had to go to U-Haul and get the giant oversized boxes.
Uh huh.
Um, they were probably about 3.5 feet each, and they went in two different boxes,
Uh huh.
and they went FedEx, and I had to buy two shipping labels because it wouldn't go for one. So I think it was $38 a piece, but when you subtract $38, the $2 or $3 I spent on the boxes, and then the time I spent packing the boxes with newspaper, I still made $300 because I got them. One of my neighbors threw them out when they moved.
So with something like that, it's worth it to have to pack something that's that big.
Oh yeah.
But I've got I got one of those Sony old TVs, with the tubes in it.
Oh
And
yeah.
the Trinitron is what it's called, and
It has
it's a
like the
thing.
knob you turn on, it clicks and like flashes when it comes on.
No, this one is a little bit after the not. I mean, it has buttons. It's a little bit after that, but it's one of those that it probably weighs 150 pounds.
Oh yeah. And it's like not super big, probably like 10, 14 inches.
It's huge. It's so big that you can't hardly get your arms around it to pick it up,
Hmm.
and that's what makes it really hard to move. And
You need a team of men to move it. Yeah.
exactly. I mean, when I was your age, I could do that, but
Yeah, getting up there, yeah, it hurts me now. I got a something happened to my neck and my leg sciatic nerve, and like I have to get pain patches for my feet because like, I can't walk without them sometimes.
yeah,
Now I'll be 31 in a month, so like just the perks of getting older.
yeah, you're a baby.
Oh, I guess.
Compared to me, I'm
Well,
54.
yeah, I'll be there one day.
Yeah, one day you'll be, hopefully, if
Yeah, hopefully.
you take care of yourself and um, don't have any health issues or no accidents.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, but anyway, it's a lot of fun talking with you, Dash. But we're getting close to. I know you need to get back to your daughter,
Yeah.
but before we go, can you tell us a little bit about um, how it is that you decided to go into reselling instead of getting a job, or had you had a job in the past, and what kind of drove you this direction?
So initially, I've always been fascinated with cars. I owned several high-end cars, and that's what I was doing was working with like higher-end vehicles and rental cars and stuff like that. And I worked at the airport, and I loved that aspect. But one of my job responsibilities was lost and found, and my boss said, "Look, I don't care what you do with this stuff. If it sits here for more than too long, we're throwing it in the trash. Just get rid of it." So I would take it to the Salvation Army and get like a tax write-off. And then I thought, like, wait. They're leaving iPads and cell phones and Ray-Bans and Maui Jim sunglasses. I can make money on this. So I started doing it. And then eventually I got laid off from my job. My wife at the time was pregnant. And I thought, what am I going to do? I have college experience. I'm overqualified to work at McDonald's. Walmart won't call me back. I thought, what am I going to do? My wife said, why don't you just sell all your stuff you don't want on eBay? She says, that's what you already do. You're kind of good at it. And it just hit me. And I thought, I'm going to do it. So well, I was a stay-at-home dad for about 2 or 3 years until my daughter was old enough to go to school. And then at that point, I just said, like, I don't want to get a job. I don't want to work for someone else. I don't want to be a slave to, a job that I hate, because that's what most people do is they go out, they get jobs and they regret it, or they hate going to work. Like I love getting up in the morning. I get up at about 5, 6 a.m. every day, take a shower, eat breakfast, and I get on my phone. I think, how can I make money today? Because I'm making money for myself. And that's the thing is I love video games. I love playing them. I love testing them. I love, packing them in the box because I'm not just selling a video game. I'm giving something that someone wants to that person. I'm a facilitator of happiness.
Yeah,
And to me, it's rewarding that I can, pay my bills, feed myself, take care of my wife and kids because I'm doing something that is worthwhile to me that someone else enjoys and it's enjoyable.
and there's flexibility
Right.
in working for yourself. It's also, when things get lean, or times get tough, like we're into a recession right now, and so your sales have probably slowed down a little bit. Hopefully, not to the point that it's really affecting you financially, but
In
um,
February and early March, I was like thinking like, look, if this doesn't take off, I've got to pawn some stuff. And I did for a while, but then I end up, selling stuff so I can go back and get it. But
yeah,
it's not easy and it's not for everyone because it takes someone with discipline to, stick to it. Yeah, there are days where I want to quit or I don't want to work hard, but like I push myself to do that because I know if I list, I will sell. And 9 times out of 10, it works. And plus, you got to pray. Like you can't do it by yourself.
yeah. And there's a couple of things that go along with being self-employed that everyone who's self-employed has to deal with, and that is,
Taxes.
how am I going to get insurance? I got to have insurance for my family and myself in case someone gets sick or hurt. You're going to have to go to the emergency room or go to see the doctor. How do you take care of that?
I don't. My ex-wife has insurance on my daughter, and my stepkids are covered through their dad's plan, so I don't really have to worry about that. I don't really get sick, and if I do, I got chicken noodle soup and some Sprite. So that's not something. My biggest problem is like a car breakdown. Like I'm more worried about my car or the house burning down or theft.
Yeah. And that car is your ticket to getting items to resell. So if your car
So if
breaks
the
down,
car doesn't break.
you don't have a way to get new items to list, and you're in a bad situation then, right?
Absolutely.
So do you like have a backup car, or you keep two
I have
cars?
2 cars. My Mercedes doesn't really work well, and my Corvette is my main car. But I mean, it's kind of hard to go to garage sales in a Corvette. Not a lot of space, but I mean, I bought that car when I was 21, and I didn't have a family, but it gets the job done. But my wife has a Chevrolet Traverse, so if we go somewhere that I need something, we're in that car.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen on my videos what I go around to the yard sales on is a big old Chevy Venture van.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen
I've
that
seen
on.
you and Carol drive around in that.
Yeah. So we have plenty of room and unfortunately, sometimes it becomes a catch-all, and we put things, we just have stuff, and it turns into Fred Sanford's junk van. so, I have to be real careful about what all I put in there, and my, Mrs. Side Hustle also likes to put stuff in there and not tell me, and then the van's full of crap, and then
It's a death pile. Yeah, it's a death pile on wheels.
but in the wet, Texas is hot like Alabama, but not as humid. I don't imagine. But we see last week it was we in the triple digits and even higher when you count in the heat factor. So you can't leave anything in there. You have
Oh
to
yeah, it
really
will melt or catch on fire.
but there are some things like clothing and different things that don't melt or whatever that do end up staying in there for longer periods of time than we would like. But the other thing you got to think about as self-employed person, and this is probably not on the high list of priorities right now for you, but one day you'll be my age.
Retirement.
You got to think about retirement, and what are you doing for a retirement plan?
I don't have any savings, and the savings I do have is for emergencies. That's the only thing, is that like as much as I would like to save money, I don't find it like something that I can afford at the time, because 90% of my money goes back into the business to keep making money, or my expenses, groceries, gas in the car, which that's another problem right now is I'm trying not to go out super far to buy stuff where I could go and drive 30 minutes to buy something for $20 and sell for 200. How much am I actually spending driving, an hour, 30 minutes to go pick up some vintage games and sit down for a month when I need that money for gas or food or whatever. So I'm trying to be smarter about my buying decisions and actually spending money. So,
and not getting in debt, because
right.
debt,
Yeah. I try not to do that at all.
kill you. It will kill you if you're self-employed, because all it takes is one bad month, and
Yep.
then
you max out your credit cards and it's a nightmare.
Yeah. So 2 bad months will definitely put you under water. But those are things that anyone who's going into reselling for their own benefit, it's a trade-off. So
Right.
you have the freedom to work when you want to work, and if there is something you need to go do and be with the family, you can go and do that. The downside would be, I guess, maybe you may not have access to health insurance, or you may not have the money to put into retirements. But I'm sure that you're going to figure that out, because there is a way. Where there's a will, there's always a way. Even if you're just putting back a little bit, you can always put money into a retirement plan for yourself. And even if it's just like $15-$20 a month, that's better.
Something's better than nothing.
And right now, my advice to anybody watching this is the time to put in money into Roth mutual funds. You know what a mutual fund is, right?
IRA, yeah.
Yeah. And a mutual fund, if you're not familiar with it, is where you're taking pre-tax money post-tax money after you've already paid tax on it, and put it into a no load or Roth mutual fund, which is actually going into the stock market. And any interest you earn on it after you put it in there is not taxable when you are drawing it back out.
Yeah. But I got to get going pretty soon. I know the kids want to go back in the pool, so I got to go out there and supervise.
All right, Dash. Well, I appreciate you joining us today, and
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Sam.
talking with you. And I
Likewise.
think we had some really interesting conversation, and I think maybe some stuff that any new seller might learn from too, as well.
Well, I look forward to talking with you again soon.
All right, take care, Dash. We're
Bye.
going to go ahead and close out this live stream today. It's been a lot of fun doing it today, and hope that anyone watching this gets a lot out of it. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I hope you would consider subscribing to my channel, Side Hustle Sam, and come back and visit us as often as you can. It was good. Enjoyed this chat today. Enjoy every time I do the Side Hustle Sundays, and hopefully it is an opportunity for people who are learning about doing side hustles, interested in doing something to make a little extra money on the side. Maybe you just want to do it for fun, or maybe you really need to have a little bit of extra income coming in to help supplement you. Um, it can be a lot of fun and enjoyable to do it. So hopefully you learned something from this. And if you liked it, I hope you would consider leaving a like. And if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you on the next one. Have a good day and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.